Great to see you all tonight, team. And it's such an honor and privilege for us to play a part in Ignite 26. And for those that don't know us, we're Chris and Michelle Aho, and we hail from Melbourne, Australia. And I just want to first share a massive appreciation for the ATL leadership and the team for the privilege to be able to add some value on top of what's been shared already today. And just want to honor our amazing uplines who opened the door for us, Sean and Arena Smith, and also going Founders Crown, our mentors, Chuck and Uma Kakani. We don't take this moment lightly because today isn't about hype. It's about identity. It's about growth. It's about elevation. So our topic today is simple, yet it's transformational. And it is your net worth is proportional to your self-worth, your self-image, and also your attitude. Let's say it together. Your net worth is proportional to your self-worth, your self-image, and your attitude. So in other words, success starts on the inside, right? Success is an inside job, and it comes down to those three things: your self-worth, your self-image, and also your attitude. You see, most people chase success by changing what they do, but lasting success comes down to changing who they become, right? Because that's why personal growth isn't optional in this arena, it's essential. And like Uma always says, our only competition is who we were yesterday.
Yes, that's right. And so your self-worth, knowing your value, right? Let's start there. You are God's masterpiece. You were created on purpose for a purpose. And when you know your value and believe you are valuable, that's when things begin to shift, right? A low self-worth causes people to just settle for comfort, to accept average and fear rejection and failure. But a healthy self-worth causes people to pursue excellence and lean into growth and see setbacks as stepping stones to comebacks, as what some of the leaders have already shared. So the question is, what is your current level of your self-worth, right? Self-image, the way in which you see yourself. Your business will never outgrow your self-image. So how you see yourself determines how you show up. If you see yourself as not good enough, you'll tend to just hesitate and doubt yourself all the time. But if you see yourself as someone that is still learning, that is capable of success, that is called for success, you will believe and you will take action, and you will see yourself as a leader that can go 3 and 6 and 6 and 15 and Founders Platinum qualification, right? A high self-image, they celebrate other people's success, right? But a low self-image compares themselves to other people's success and, feels threatened by other people's growth. But Napoleon Hill says, you become the sum of your most dominant thoughts, right? So the question is, if you can identify those two, high and low self-image, where is your level of self-image right now?
And adding to that is having the right attitude as well, because attitude isn't pretending that everything is fine. It's choosing how to respond when everything isn't fine, right? You might face the same situation, but you can face it with a different attitude to get a different outcome. Like we know, like life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we respond. So attitude doesn't remove the obstacles. It just determines whether you overcome them. So question for you is, when pressure shows up, how do you respond, right? Do you respond like a victim or do you respond like a champion? You see, when all these three align, your self-worth, your self-image, and your attitude, it leads to confidence without arrogance, making better decisions, resilience without during setbacks, healthier relationships, consistent progress, and also greater impact. Because people don't follow perfection, they follow security, steadiness, and also growth. But when we don't develop these three things, right, it leads to self-doubt, fear of failure of success, inconsistent effort, burnout, missed opportunities, and delayed progress towards your FDS. And like our amazing Chuck and Uma, once asked, would you like to duplicate? Would you like to duplicate someone just like you? If the answer isn't a confident yes, that's not condemnation. It's just a clarity of where you're at and where you need to grow.
Yeah. So question, how do we become someone worth duplicating? Right. Number one, master your speech pattern. Your words are so powerful. They will either build your belief or they will break it. Right. Your first victory happens with what you say to yourself. Negative, scarce self-talk shrinks your belief, but bold, intentional, future-focused self-talk expands your belief. Right? Your words are architects and they design who you become. Number two, you got to master your habits, right? Your daily core run, like what's already being shared today, is a non-negotiable. It isn't just personal development, it's self-image construction, right? You delight in the small wins the consistent wins, because it builds confidence, it builds discipline, and it builds belief. There's actually no glamour in the small wins, but those small wins compound into big lives.
And you also got to master the follow-through. Right? Follow-through is one of the greatest self-image builders. Follow-through is following through on what you said you're going to do. Right? You know, champions, they press even when it's uncomfortable. In fact, the acronym for press is persevere regardless of emotions, setbacks, and also status. Like Sean Arena says, there's always joy in the suffering. Right? Can you be someone that follows through on the promises that you make to yourself? Right? Master the environment and, have that mastermind alliance. You're the sum of who you consistently listen to, right? You got to protect your self-image, limit the negative voices, set the boundaries, lead into the leaders that have the fruit that you want, your mentors. Are their voices louder than the world's voices, right? Are you comfortable? Are you learning how they think, not just what they do? Because success is an inside job, right? It's not a solo job. Let me say it again. Success is an inside job, not a solo job, right? And so I want you to listen up to me. You've got your ears ready,
yes.
Right? Listen, 2026, you don't need permission to grow. You don't need validation to lead. You don't need approval to become who you're called to be. Everything you're looking for is on the outside, starts on the inside. Right? Your income will never exceed your identity. Your business will never exceed, outrun your belief, and your network will never outgrow your self-worth. So from today forward, can you make a commitment that you're not going to play small anymore, that you're not going to settle, that you're not going to shrink back, but make 2026 a year that you show up differently, a year you speak differently, you think differently, you move differently, because you're not average and you're not random, right? You're not hit by accident, but you are a champion. And champions don't wait for confidence. They build it. They don't avoid pressure. They grow under it. They don't fear failure. They use it. So raise your standards in your self-worth. Upgrade your self-image. Start your attitude like the future depends on it, because it does. And step into rooms knowing that you belong. Right? Build relationships knowing that you bring value. And lead knowing that you're becoming someone worth duplicating. And remember this, right? When you grow on the inside, life has no choice but to expand on the outside. Right? So go all in this year, do the work, trust the process, and we'll see you at the top. We love you, team, and God bless.
For the calendar year 2024, the average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $723 before expenses. See www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team. While the techniques and approaches suggested have worked for others, no one can guarantee that these techniques and approaches will work for you. In addition, we want to emphasize that success in this business does not come without hard work. This is a copyrighted program of Markerman Productions, affiliated with MarkerNet Incorporated. Duplication of this program is strictly prohibited. For existing IBOs only, not for use with prospects.